I'm in love.
Oh my gosh.
So let's just say
You're really in love?
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
There's a kind of pain that doesn't make noise, the kind people never really notice. It hits hardest when you feel completely alone, like no one truly understands what you're carrying. And for men, especially black men, there's this expectation to always appear unshakable, like strength is the only emotion allowed. But behind that image, there are nights filled with silent battles, moments where the weight becomes too much, and tears fall with no one around to witness them. Imagine going through that for years, breaking down in private while the world assumes you're perfectly fine. Now shift that reality to Cory Hardrict. While the spotlight stays on headlines and public moments, there's a deeper side people rarely consider. Watching your ex, Mowry, openly embrace a new relationship, especially with someone younger, and publicly express how happy and in love she is, that's not something you just brush off. It's the kind of situation that can quietly hit harder than anyone realizes. No matter how strong someone appears, moments like that can stir emotions most people will never see. And honestly, it makes you wonder who's checking in on him when the cameras are off.
What's up, y'all? It's your friendly neighborhood teacher, Mr. Giovanni. We outside the Broad Museum, sunny Los Angeles, California. Let's check it out.
And here's where things take an even more shocking turn, because we're not just talking about rumors, we're talking about a situation that raises serious eyebrows. Allegations are floating around that this same man may have once been connected to their child in a teaching role, and if there's any truth to that, it adds a whole new level of controversy that people can't ignore. It instantly makes everyone ask the same uncomfortable question: when exactly did this connection begin? And more importantly, was Cory Hardrict still part of the picture when all of this started unfolding? The internet, of course, is in full detective mode, trying to piece everything together. But what's really grabbing attention is Cory's reaction. Known for keeping a low profile and rarely sharing anything personal, he suddenly broke that silence right after photos of Mowry with her new man went viral. Out of nowhere, he posts about grown man strength and even shares a clip of himself playing an intense, unhinged boyfriend role, something that feels far from random given the timing. Now people are split. Is this subtle shade? A sign of jealousy? Or just a man expressing himself in his own way? Either way, insiders are whispering that he's not taking this lightly and might be struggling more than he lets on. Meanwhile, Tia seems to be fully embracing her new chapter, stepping out confidently with a younger partner, Jovan Armand, a 35-year-old creative based in Los Angeles. And just like that, what started as a simple post has turned into a full-blown conversation everyone can't stop watching. After digging a little deeper, more details started to surface about Jovan Armand, and his story is actually layered. He's a father of two, raising both a son and a daughter, and he stepped into fatherhood incredibly young, welcoming his son at just 19. In fact, there's an old post from 2015 where he opened up emotionally about that moment, admitting he once questioned why life gave him such a responsibility so early. But over time, his perspective shifted completely. He described his son as the reason his world expanded, the one person who gave him a kind of unconditional love he had never experienced before. What once felt confusing became something he now calls a lifelong blessing, something he needed not just back then, but forever. Beyond his personal life, his professional journey paints a picture of someone deeply invested in creativity and mentorship. He's been heavily involved in initiatives focused on uplifting young people through art, even founding the Campbell Hall Youth Visual Arts Residency, a program designed to merge creativity with science through design and illustration. Add to that a master's degree in science fashion from France and past experience in marketing, and it's clear he's built a diverse and creative career path. Now, when it comes to how he crossed paths with Mowry, things get a bit more complicated. Reports suggest there may have been a connection through her daughter's former school, where he reportedly taught at one point. However, it's also being said that any romantic involvement only began after that chapter had already closed, though, to be fair, that timeline hasn't been officially confirmed. What is clear, though, is that the signs of this relationship didn't just appear overnight. Looking back, Mowry had been subtly hinting at something for months. In February, she shared a beach photo showing her feet alongside a mystery man's, something fans initially hoped might point to Cory Hardrict. But with everything that's come out since, it's now believed those belong to Jovan, especially after matching details like identical shoes seen in one of his museum posts. Then came March, where she posted a series of photos captioned, "Stopping to smell the roses," sparking even more speculation. Around that same time, in an interview, she opened up about shifting her mindset when it came to dating, choosing positivity, visualization, and speaking happiness into existence rather than dwelling on negativity. She even confirmed she was seeing someone, though she kept his identity private at the time, emphasizing how happy she felt and her desire to protect that space. Fast forward to now, and that privacy is long gone. The public displays of affection, holding hands, kissing openly, have made their relationship impossible to ignore. Reactions have been mixed. Some people are cheering her on, saying she looks happier, more vibrant, even younger. But behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Cory Hardrict isn't taking it as lightly as it may seem. Insiders claim that while Tia is fully embracing this new chapter, Cory might still be dealing with the emotional aftermath. And honestly, it's not hard to understand why. Seeing your ex move on is one thing, but watching her fall for someone noticeably younger hits differently, especially when you factor in how their marriage ended. The divorce between Cory and Tia wasn't exactly smooth. After filing, Tia subtly hinted at deeper issues, even engaging with content that suggested she felt like the primary provider in the relationship while her partner wasn't pulling equal weight. That alone fueled speculation that Cory may have been relying on her financially, something fans quickly latched onto. Ironically, now she's with someone who might not match her financially either, which has only added more layers to the conversation. The legal side didn't make things any easier. Cory reportedly pushed back on aspects of the divorce, even requesting that the court reconsider spousal support terms and examine their prenuptial agreement, moves that led some to accuse him of trying to secure a financial advantage. Meanwhile, Tia had been openly reflecting on her emotional journey, explaining how personal loss and therapy led her to reevaluate her happiness. She spoke about choosing herself after years of putting everyone else first: her children, her family, everyone but her own well-being. On the flip side, Cory has also been candid about the toll it all took on him. During an appearance at a film festival, he admitted that the breakup hit him deeply. For over a year, he says he struggled, even crying himself to sleep, trying to process the loss of a family that meant everything to him. After more than a decade of marriage and nearly 2 decades together, the separation left a mark, but it also forced him to discover a strength he didn't know he had. Because the truth is, pain doesn't always look the way people expect. Sometimes it's hidden behind silence, behind strength, behind the pressure of being seen as someone who's supposed to handle it all without breaking. He revealed something that really hit deep. There was a period stretching over a year where nights ended the same way, with him quietly breaking down, crying himself to sleep while the world saw none of it. No one witnessed that side. No one saw the emotional weight he was carrying. And imagine this, living just minutes away from your own children, yet feeling that distance in a completely different way. Anyone who truly knows Cory Hardrict understands that his family has always been his entire world, which makes that phase even more painful. Still, through it all, he came out realizing he was stronger than he ever believed. What stands out is that even after everything, Cory has never wavered when it comes to how he views his family. His love didn't just disappear with the divorce. It remained solid, consistent, and unconditional. In fact, during more recent appearances, including his interview on Sherry, he made it clear that, titles aside, he still sees them as a family. He spoke about tuning out the outside noise, putting pride and ego aside, and focusing on what truly matters, his children. But what really caught people's attention was how openly he described the emotional toll of that transition. Admitting to over a year of silent pain, of crying himself to sleep, is not something you hear often, especially from someone expected to always appear strong. At the same time, there are whispers adding even more complexity to the situation. Rumors suggest that Jovan Armand may have once had a role connected to their child's school, possibly even teaching there. And if that's even partially true, it raises questions that are hard to ignore. It makes people wonder about the timeline. When did things really begin? Was Tia Mowry already forming a connection while Cory was still present? Or did everything start after the separation was finalized? Did it happen before or after Jovan stepped away from that environment? Fans can't help but imagine the awkwardness of it all. School drop-offs, parent-teacher meetings, everyday moments that now feel loaded with what-ifs. And seeing Tia now so open, so affectionate, and fully in love with someone who may have once been within that inner circle as an educator, it's something many believe could be difficult for Cory to process, regardless of when the relationship actually began. At the end of the day, whether the connection started earlier or later might not even matter to him anymore. The situation itself is enough to stir emotions. A lot of people once hoped for a reconciliation between Cory and Tia, but now everything has clearly moved in a different direction. So the real question is, how do you see it? Does this new chapter with Jovan explain Cory's reaction, especially with those rumors in the background?